Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome. It is time for another yearly tradition, Dragon Quest 1. This is the forefather of all JRPGs. I mean, we all know what Dragon Quest 1 is. We all know about Dragon Quest. It's a very straightforward and simple JRPG by today's metrics, but that's what I like about it. And we're going to play the Super Famicom Dragon Quest 1+2 remake. This was a fan translation, this version that I'm playing, released way back in the day. I've beaten the NES North American Dragon Warrior a couple of times, but I definitely prefer the Super Famicom remake here. Same thing with the Game Boy Color version of Dragon Quest 1+2. And there is the new Dragon Quest 1+2 coming out in the HD 2D engine, which I'm also looking forward to that. But for the time being, and for the longest time, this has been my go-to way to play Dragon Quest 1. And I highly recommend this version and the Game Boy Color version. But yeah, there's that new Dragon Quest coming out, so maybe that'll be the new definitive way to play this game. But like I said, this is a summertime tradition for me. I play through Dragon Quest 1 every summer, and we're gonna do it here. I don't think the protagonist of Dragon Quest 1 has a canon name. He's just the descendant of Erdrick, or Roto, as he's known in Japan. So I'm just gonna name him Roto. I usually just name this guy Roto or Erdrick, even though he is not Erdrick. That's the thing about Dragon Quest localization in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. It wasn't until recently that we got the proper Japanese names for monsters and characters and enemies. Dragon Quest localization was all over the place, so there's some confusion as to what these enemies were actually called and what these characters were actually known as. But we at least got these games. We missed out on Dragon Quest 5 and 6 for the Super Famicom. We eventually got them on the Nintendo DS. But we got Dragon Quest 1 through 4 on the NES in North America, and even Dragon Quest 7 on the PS1, Dragon Quest 8 on the PS2, Dragon Quest 9 on the DS. Like, we've gotten most of the Dragon Quest games outside of some of the spin-off titles. So it's not for a lack of trying, but the localization was kind of all over the place back then. What's up, everybody? What's up, Flamingo, Azura, Kubo? Hope you're all having a good night. And this will be a three-parter, I think, because this game is not very long. That's part of the reason why I replay it so much. It's a very bare-bones, minimal JRPG, but it was one of the first. This is reminding you of Panasonic Blu-ray a little bit. $99. Panasonic Blu-ray.
Roto, descendant of the legendary warrior Erdrick. We've been awaiting your arrival. Long ago, the legendary warrior Erdrick was given the Ball of Light by God. With its power, he defeated the demons that had covered this world. Then the evil Dragon Lord appeared. He stole the Ball of Light and then sealed it away in the darkness. Before long, this world may be totally enveloped and destroyed by this darkness. Brave Roto, please defeat the Dragon Lord and return the Ball of Light by any means possible. If you open the treasure chest over there, the contents should aid you on your journey. Also, if you speak to the soldiers in this room, they can give you important information about your quest. Your Dragon Quest. Well then, be off, brave Roto.
Now, one of the things that makes the Super Famicom version here the definitive version in my eyes, much like with Earthbound, the L button acts as a kind of do-everything button. It opens chests, it talks to NPCs and whatnot, whereas in the original game, on the NES and the Famicom, you had to open up this menu to do all of the things you wanted to do, which isn't that annoying, it's just one extra button. But the L button being an all-in-one button is great because you can eat pizza in one hand and play the game with the other. When you leave the castle, you will see a town in the vicinity. You can purchase weapons and armor there. If you are wounded in battle, return to the town and stay at the inn, so your wounds will heal. When you open the treasure chests, you should find a magic key. The key will disappear after you use it once, so you can only open one door with each of these keys. Your journey will now begin. There we go. So the goal of this first stream We're gonna try to go to the town of Cole in the northeast and get the fairy flute. We're gonna go to Garenham and hopefully do the first dungeon. And hopefully we will get some magic keys, because magic keys are essential in this game to get treasure chests and to progress. Magic keys are very important. I love the soundtrack in this game too. The visuals are very simple. It's got that early Super Nintendo swag, you know, like Lagoon or ActRaiser, but the soundtrack is so good. Koichi Sugiyama was kind of a jackass. He was kind of a shithead, but man, he knew how to compose a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. He did all the music for Dragon Quest up until his death, I'm pretty sure. So we have 120 gold. We're going to go ahead and buy the club, and we're going to do level grinding. A lot of level grinding. Not as much as if we were playing the NES version, but this is Dragon Quest 1. There's a lot of grinding in this game. But you know what? I don't mind it. I kind of like it, and here's why. When I play this game, partially because of the soundtrack, this overworld music in particular, when I play Dragon Quest, I enter a zen-like state, and I just kind of chill when I'm level grinding. Now, on the NES, it's a bit much. The level grinding is a bit much. But here in Super Famicom world and the Game Boy Color version, there is, you get more you get way more EXP and gold from battle. You still have to level grind, but it is way easier to level up in this game. And I think it's easier to find metal slimes too. They're in the southeastern continent of Alifgard. That's the name of the world of Dragon Quest. Hey Ichiro, welcome to the stream. What if they made a violent Smash TV reboot? You say that as if Smash TV isn't violent already. Smash TV has like people exploding into blood chunks and that big tank dude that you blow his limbs up. Smash TV is pretty violent, dog. This will be a great stream for just chatting with chat, because I've pretty much said everything that needs to be said about this game. Just about. I mean, I'm gonna keep talking about Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy and how much I love these series, but Dragon Quest 1 in particular is a game that is just so near and dear to me. This game in particular, I played on ZSNES back on the 486, my old Windows computer from the 2000s that couldn't run anything. Had a damn Pentium processor in it, probably even worse than that. I don't know if it was even Pentium, but I played Earthbound on ZSNES. I played Dragon Quest 1. This was the first Dragon Quest game that I beat that wasn't one of the spin-off games like Monsters Joker, which I love Dragon Quest Monsters. I love the spin-off games to this series, but this was the very first Dragon Quest game that I ever beat. And I had to consult a walkthrough a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I beat the game without looking up a walkthrough. No, I had to use a walkthrough because I was maybe 8 or 9 years old emulating this game. But ever since then, just about every single year I play through Dragon Quest 1. I was actually thinking about doing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which is another RPG that I enjoy, even though Mystic Quest, you hear people saying that it's a bad game, which I disagree with that. I love Mystic Quest, but it's not, I'm not gonna front, it's not like it's Final Fantasy VII and it's a masterpiece. Mystic Quest I like for a lot of the same reasons I like this game. It's simple, straightforward, kind of lighthearted. Was Dragon Quest on the SNES. So it started out on the Famicom, and then Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3, and 4 were on the NES and the Famicom, and Dragon Quest 5 and 6 were on the Super Famicom. This game, obviously, Super Famicom, this game never got localized in North America. What I'm playing is a fan translation, and it runs on the Dragon Quest 5 engine. Dragon Quest 6 looks insane compared to this. Dragon Quest 6 is on par with Chrono Trigger and Tales of Phantasia. And there was also the Dragon Quest 3 remaster on Super Famicom, which is debatably still the best way to play it. I mean, HD 2D is the new Dragon Quest 3 looks pretty cool, but it got rid of Pachisi. And if you don't know, Pachisi is like a board game that is featured in the Dragon Quest series, where you can get rare items and fight monsters and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So strewn throughout the world of Dragon Quest III are these Pachisi board game minigames that you can play to take your mind off of the quest at hand. And they got rid of them in the recent Dragon Quest III HD 2D remaster. I don't know why. Maybe something gambling? I don't know. That would be really silly because it's just a board game. But I think we're going to level grind until level 4, or until we can afford the armor, whichever comes first. We have 116 gold, so we still need to get our money up. But if you venture out too far, especially if you go southwest to the bottom left-hand corner of the map, monsters like the wizards and the Magidrakes will rock your shit. So you want to be prepared, and if you die, you lose half of the current gold on your person. And if I recall correctly, you can only deposit gold into the bank in increments of 1,000, which you don't get a ton of money, at least early on from battles. So dying really sucks. You don't want to die. That's probably one of my very few criticisms with this game. The fact that you have to deposit your gold in increments of 1,000. Because you won't even have that much gold until you're a third of the way through the game. So if you die, you just lose half of the gold on you, and that really sucks. Get used to hearing this battle music. Get used to hearing that opening sting. Because battles, typically, you just whack an enemy and they die. Or they whack you and you die. Battles are very quick in this game. You either one-shot an enemy or the enemy one-shots you. And there's not a lot of strategy. Again, this is a very bare-bones RPG experience compared to the crazy-ass JRPGs you get nowadays. It's not for everyone. I know a lot of people that hate JRPGs or hate RPGs in general, especially old ones like this. I understand. I love it. I enter like a zen-like state. You're never touching this game then. It's not for everyone. I know some people that hate this game in particular, or like old Final Fantasy, and will say that these games are bad, which I think is a bunk take. And I know some people that are like, I don't like these games, but I respect them historically, which I think is a very reasonable assessment. And I get it. I totally get it. I love these games, though. I grew up with Dragon Quest. I emulated these games, and I also bought them when I was younger, like the spin-off games. Dragon Quest Rocket Slime for the DS, Monsters Joker, Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 on the DS, Dragon Quest 9. I grew up with Dragon Quest. I love this series. I probably prefer it to Final Fantasy, even though I do like me some Final Fantasy as well. Dragon Quest, it's just Akira Toriyama's monster design and the music by Koichi Sugiyama, the lighthearted comedic tone of these games. It's comfort. It's comfort food. You either kill or get killed. Boom, pachoo, what you gonna do? Boom, pachoo, what you gonna do? That's crazy. That's like bars right there, Azura. There's some newer Dragon Quest games that could be nice. Like, you played 11. That one was enjoyable. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. I played it when it came out, and I haven't replayed it, but it was really good. Dragon Quest 12 is supposed to be an action RPG. It's not even going to be turn-based anymore, from what I've heard. I kind of want to get the Copper Sword, though. I'm going to hold out on the armor. I'm going to save up to get the Copper Sword. We'll get the Copper Sword, and then we'll actually, like, start doing stuff. Here. Yeah, the newer Dragon Quest games, I would say starting with 8 on the PS2, they got more modernized, less grindy. Dragon Quest 8 on PS2 is phenomenal. Dragon Quest 11 is great. 9 on the DS is good, but it was designed with multiplayer in mind. And I find that if you don't have friends to play with, Dragon Quest 9 isn't as fun single player as it is multiplayer. Or at least that's what I've heard. I've never actually played Dragon Quest 9 with friends. But no, I totally get it. Like, some people would look at me like I'm a lunatic for enjoying this, sitting here and grinding up EXP and gold. But something about the music, the vibes. Again, the monster design by Akira Toriyama, rest in peace. Rest in Zenkai power. But I get it. I was thinking about doing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which I'll probably end up streaming that soon as well, because it's another very short, simple RPG. Kind of grind-heavy games are not my cup of tea. Me either, if it's like Xenoblade or an MMO where it's so overwhelming and there's a bunch of stuff you have to do. And the thing about Dragon Quest grinding specifically, which is different, is these games are so straightforward. I think the emulator glitched. Where'd my music go? RetroArch? What the hell? I wonder if that's a bug with RetroArch or... Uh-oh. No. Did it freeze? RetroArch, come on! What the heck? Oh, RetroArch. Well, I just updated it. And now it's gonna freeze on me? Okay, hold up. Okay, we're back to where we were. There we go. What was I talking about before the game crashed? Yeah, the difference between Dragon Quest and newer RPGs that have grinding is that Dragon Quest is simple and lighthearted and fun, and I'm like, I like that. Other RPGs that require grinding and have just a billion things in them, it's overwhelming, but Dragon Quest is very straightforward and simple, and that's what I like about it. Roto searched around, but no, I wanted to check the tombstone. Isn't there a tombstone in this game that says "Here lies Link"? No, that's Final Fantasy 1 that I'm thinking of. Okay, so status, equip. We have the copper sword. We can sell our bamboo pole and our club to get a little bit more gold. I'm gonna go down to the item shop and get a dragon scale, because I think if you have a dragon scale in your inventory, if you just hold on to it, your attack power goes up. Like if it's just in your inventory. I don't think it stacks, but I'm gonna buy one anyway. We're also going to buy an herb. We will buy a torch because we don't have the radiant spell yet. If you go into a dungeon in this game, it's like Pokemon where you need to use flash. In this game, you need a torch, and then later on you learn a spell called Radiant, which lights up caves. And I'm going to sell the bamboo pole and the club. Get a little bit more gold for that. But in general, I like JRPGs. I'm not big on Western RPGs like Baldur's Gate. Pretty much anything by BioWare, Mass Effect. I like Diablo and Torchlight, but those are more like dungeon crawlers than RPGs. You know, Path of Exile.
South of Tanteagle Castle, on the other side of the sea, you will see another castle that is enshrouded by a thick fog. That is the Dragon Lord's castle. It's unimaginably frightful.
NPCs give you hints here and there. This game I feel like you could definitely beat without a walkthrough or a guide. It's not nearly as cryptic as some other NES games could be. No, I'm not Princess Gwaelin, but hey, you're one handsome stud. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Hell yeah, we got a party member now. No, there are no party members in this game. You're flying solo. Dragon Quest II was the first game to introduce party members. Okay. So, I'm going to go rest up at the inn real quick before we set out. Again, the goal for this stream is to get the flute from the town of Cole and do the first dungeon in Garenham, hopefully, and get magical keys. I think the magic keys you can get in Ramoldar, which is east. West. All right. Let's go save. Talk to the king, save, and we will head out. I don't know if I want to go to Cole or Garenham first, but this is one of those games that I've probably beaten Dragon Quest 1 20 to 30 times, but every time I replay it, I forget 2 or 3 or 4 things. Like, it's like in Zelda 1, I always forget Death Mountain, how to actually get the silver arrows and get to Ganon in that final dungeon. With this game, kind of the same thing. I always forget a couple of things throughout the quest, but your main objective, save the princess, and then after you save the princess, get the Staff of Rain, get the Sun Pendant, get the Armor of Erdrick, get the Sword of Erdrick, get the Token of Erdrick, get the Rainbow Pendant, or whatever it's called. Final Fantasy 1 is a way more ambitious game and a way bigger game than this is, but you have to keep in mind, when Final Fantasy 1 came out, Dragon Quest was already on the 3rd installment. They came out around the same time. I think Final Fantasy 1 might predate Dragon Quest 3 by like a month or something, but that's how old Dragon Quest is. And the ironic thing is, people debate like Western RPG versus JRPG. Some people say the terms are racist, and people think that the term Western RPG or JRPG is denigrating, which I think is really silly. Western RPGs like Fallout are more about customizing your character. They're more open-ended. Japanese RPGs are typically more linear with a more focused narrative. That's just how it is. But the irony in all of this is that this game is the original JRPG, and it's kind of biting Wizardry and Ultima, which were North American RPGs. So technically, the JRPG is actually the Western RPG. It's kind of crazy, kind of mind-blowing there, huh? I don't even know what platforms Wizardry and Ultima were released on. I know, like, later down the road, it was PC. It was always on PC, but, like, I don't know if it was Commodore 64 or ZX Spectrum or the Apple II or what, but they were old. I'm talking ASCII art graphics old. And then Yuji Horii, the director of the Dragon Quest series, was a fan of those games and was like, I want to make that. Ooh, a ghost. I think in the Game Boy Color version, they were called Spookies, or maybe in the NES version. Like I said, early Dragon Quest localization was kind of all over the place. Kind of all over the place, like a little bit. The overworld music throughout the Dragon Quest games is so good. That is one consistent through line from every Dragon Quest game. I mean, the Dragon Quest series is the definition of consistent. Look at the Drakey. Look at this dude. Love this guy. I love Toriyama's monster design so much. But Dragon Quest doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't innovate much. It doesn't reinvent itself. It is consistent. And that is really cool. Final Fantasy, on the other hand, is constantly reinventing itself. And sometimes that's dope. And sometimes it's a mess. It's like yin and yang. Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest are the two classics. One developed by Squaresoft, the other developed by Enix. But Final Fantasy was constantly flipping the script on you. Dragon Quest, by comparison, is consistent. Hey, Kango, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Can it cast a spell? I can do it! I can cast a spell! Oh yeah, we already got a spell. We got Fireball and Heal. Alright, let's go into the town of Garenham. Is this dude hitting the hookah?
Would you like to hear my song, traveler?
Oh, he's a bard. I thought he was blowing vape smoke. It was a very discordant sounding song, sir.
Thank you very much.
Actually, I'm training right now, but someday I want to become as talented as Garen. I think that's a mistranslation. I think his name is supposed to be Galen. And that's the name of my older brother. Fun fact. That's some WyattMC trivia for you. Welcome to Garenham, the town of the ancient minstrel.
You came from Tantegel? There was a cave halfway on your way here. That cave is said to be for the worship of the legendary warrior Erdrick.
Yeah, Erdrick's cave you don't need to go into. It's just like a tutorial cave. There's nothing in there.
Very long ago, after a lengthy struggle, the minstrel, Garen, ended his long journey in this land and built this town. Therefore, this place is called the town of Garenham.
Thank you, old man. I saw everything. A monster kidnapped the princess of Tantegel and flew her to the east. Is there any brave person who could help the princess? Nah, she's dead probably. All right, we still got some gold after that battling. We'll get another medical herb. We have the heal spell, but it costs 3 MP to cast, and we don't have a ton of MP. I'll buy another torch too. For when we go spelunking. Ah, man, the music was so good. It's such a shame that Koichi Sugiyama was kind of a jerk. He was kind of an asshole. You can look into it for yourself, but he had some personal beliefs that I disagree with. But as a composer, homeboy understood the assignment. The music in Dragon Quest is so good. The overworld music in Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2, like, moves me emotionally in a way that few other video game songs do. Like just this beautiful orchestral movement, this symphony. But yeah, I mean, if I could, I would stream all the Dragon Quest games, but the thing about streaming RPGs is they're typically long. Not this game, which is, you know, this is going to be like a 3-parter. But I would love to stream Dragon Quest Monsters, any of the Monsters games, whether it's the Game Boy Color games or the 3DS remakes or Monsters Joker. But they're long, and I usually have like 5 to 10 people in my chat. And my chat tapers off quickly. I need to go to Cole first and get the flute. And that is to the northeast. But basically, if I streamed a long-ass RPG, there would be a lot of dead air and me just sitting here in silence playing the game. I think I need to get over that, though. I feel like as a streamer, or if I'm doing a Let's Play, if I'm not constantly providing commentary, I feel like I've failed as an entertainer. And I think that's something that I just need to... I need to ditch that line of thinking. Because if I'm constantly worried about, you know, commentary and being able to entertain people, then I don't enjoy it as much, I find. So I think I just need to get over that. I do wonder how they're gonna modernize or update this game with the HD 2D re-release, because Dragon Quest III, surprisingly, did not change that much. Yeah, see, I've been grinding and this guy's about to kill me. See, I'm dead. That's the thing about Dragon Quest 1. You start set tripping on the enemy's turf, they're gonna mop the floor with you. Even at level 5, you gotta be careful. I lost half of my gold. But thankfully there's no other punishment, but that sucks, because I think we had like, what, 400, 500 gold? What matters most is you have fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a balance between, of course, like, if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't do this. Like, I still enjoy like streaming and let's playing and stuff. But I do get up in my own head about stupid stuff. And sometimes it can stress me out. But sometimes I worry too much about if I'm being entertaining. And considering I don't do this for a living, I shouldn't worry about that. Because my audience is just my friends, you guys. And I'm so worried about being a perfectionist and being entertaining. And then I'm like, what are you bugging out about? Like, you don't do this for a living. Anyway, Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake did not update the game that much, for better or worse. It was a pretty faithful version of the game, which was kind of surprising, and it was still pretty heavy on the random encounters and level grinding. I don't know if they can get away with that for Dragon Quest 1 plus 2. If they're gonna charge it as a full $70 game, I don't know. I don't know if they can get away with that. I love this game, and I'll probably get Dragon Quest 1 if it's on sale. I guess it's 1 plus 2, but even still, if they try to sell that for $70, I don't know. I don't know, because both of these games are short. Dragon Quest 2 is twice the size of this game. This game you can beat anywhere between 6 to 12 hours, I would say, or longer if you're playing the NES version or you're playing blind for the first time. You don't have a walkthrough. But I wonder if they're gonna add any new stuff to it. Hope it isn't full price. I think it is. I think it's $70. I was gifted Dragon Quest 3, but it doesn't run on my potato PC. So if I stream Dragon Quest 3, which I might do that around Christmas. For some reason, Dragon Quest 3 is like a Christmas time game for me, ever since I first played it. So if I do stream Dragon Quest 3, it'll probably be the Super Famicom version. I'm gonna get to level 7, or at least level 6. Because that skeleton whooped my ass, and there's some tough enemies over there. I think the Game Boy Color version of Dragon Quest 1 plus 2 might have cut down on the level grinding even more. I think don't quote me on this, but I think you get more experience in that game than this one. But I like the presentation of this game so much that to me it's preferable to the Game Boy Color game. I think I had Dragon Quest 1 plus 2 on the 3DS. I'm pretty sure it came to Virtual Console. If it didn't, I definitely played it on my R4 card, because I had an R4 card that was loaded with Game Boy and Game Boy Color ROMs, and that might have been how I played it. Same thing with Kid Dracula. I have this false memory of downloading Kid Dracula off the 3DS eShop and playing it on my 3DS, but Kid Dracula never came to the eShop. So I'm thinking that it's just a false memory, and I also played it on my R4 card, because I definitely played Kid Dracula on the DS, but it never came to the 3DS eShop, so it was probably, instead of Virtual Console, it was a R4 card. Feels cozy. You never played Dragon Quest, but the music and the vibe of it is really cozy. Yeah, I love these games, but again, I totally see why people don't like them, or at least the first two. Dragon Quest 3 is where the series really started getting good. I would say the only games in the series that I don't like are 6 and 7, and that's just because I think, for me personally, they're very boring. Dragon Quest 1 through 5 are, well, I haven't played 2. 2 and 10 are the only ones I haven't played. But 1, 3, 4, and 5 are all great, in my opinion. 6 and 7 are the weakest in the series. I personally found them very boring. Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2 is spectacular, and maybe at some point I'll stream that. I mean, I would like to stream all of these games in this series. Dragon Quest IX on DS is a mixed bag. I guess it depends on... Your mileage will vary. It depends on if you have friends to play with and how much you like dungeon crawling. But it wasn't bad. Dragon Quest X was a Japanese exclusive MMO that we never got in North America. It was never localized, and I don't like MMOs anyway. And then Dragon Quest XI was really good. That was the newest game in the series. Apparently, DQ12, like I said at the beginning of the stream, is going to be an action RPG and not turn-based. So we'll see how that turns out. Maybe it'll be like the Trials of Mana remake. AKA Seiken Densetsu 3. Yeah, I'm gonna get to level 7. I do really want to play Dragon Quest III HD 2D, because even though I think that engine is played out, they've kind of milked the novelty of the way those games look. Like, it started with Octopath, and then they just kept making more and more and more and more of them. I still think those games look gorgeous. Some people hate them. I don't understand that. I think that engine looks beautiful. I love it. But I don't understand why they took out Pachisi. That's my one problem. That is my one problem with that remaster, which I have not played, but I just don't understand why they took out the Pachisi minigame. And apparently random encounters are still really, really bad. I mean, that's par for the course with old JRPGs. While I enjoy grinding in Dragon Quest, yeah, I'm not going to defend the abundance of random encounters, but again, that was par for the course with these games back in the day. But yeah, Dragon Quest III HD 2D didn't change that much for better or worse. It is very faithful, but I kind of wish they did more with it. But again, I haven't played it. I have seen, I've seen Vinny stream of it, and I've played Dragon Quest III and beaten it once on NES, and then, I don't know, like 2 or 3 times on the Super Famicom version over the years. It's so cool that they put in the Dragon Quest characters in Smash Brothers. There was Solo, there was the Luminary, there was Erdrick himself, there was... what was the dude's name? Was it just 8 from Dragon Quest VIII? He's the fan favorite. People say he has the most sauce, but Erdrick is my favorite. Erdrick looks like a young adult Gohan during the Buu saga. I don't know why I specified young. Like, of course, Gohan during the Buu saga. That's Mystic Gohan in particular. That's who Erdrick reminds me of. And of course, it's Akira Toriyama, so. Akira Toriyama kind of had same face syndrome with a lot of the human characters that he drew. But when he was designing monsters and machinery, he locked in. Dragon Quest alone is evident of that, because these games have my favorite monster designs of anything. I love Akira Toriyama's artwork. Of all the Dragon Quest games, do I have a favorite story? Probably 5, because it's pretty heart-wrenching. Dragon Quest V is very dark for a series that usually keeps things lighthearted. And I kind of wish that Madison, the protagonist of Dragon Quest V, was one of the playable characters in Smash Brothers, one of the alternate skins for the hero. People are like, oh, but he doesn't use a sword, he uses a staff. Well, they could just replace the sword sound effects with bonk sound effects. You know what I'm saying? See, Madison is cool because he looks like Kid Gohan if Kid Gohan was yoked and an adult. I guess he's both a kid and an adult because Dragon Quest V takes place over the course of his whole entire life, but Dragon Quest V was also the game that made me truly like fall in love with this series. I had beaten this game by then on an emulator, and I had some of the spin-off games, and I really enjoyed them, but Dragon Quest V sucked me in. And I think it was the first game in the series where you could recruit monsters as party members. I had a Slime Knight. I recruited a Slime Knight in Dragon Quest V, and ever since then, Slime Knight has been my favorite of the Dragon Quest bad guys. See, the thing is, it takes forever to get one level in this game, but one level makes a huge difference. And I think the level cap is 30. I could be wrong about that, but a lot of Square games back in the day, the level cap was, well, this is Enix. Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. I was gonna say Super Mario RPG, I think the level cap was 30, but that was Squaresoft and this is Enix. This was before the merger. Enix had Dragon Quest, Square had Final Fantasy. You would love to see characters see a character bonking others on the head with a staff. It would have been great. Bonk. Okay. I probably could have just booked it to Cole because it's right up here, but we got to get the fairy flute. I can do it! I can cast a spell! So this is the town of Cole. I like the opacity effect with the trees and how the light is shining down. This is Super Nintendo, baby. Hardware.
Good day, this is the village of Cole.
Hey, get a load of this. Get a load of this. The husband of poor Cleo over there skipped town to buy some magic keys. That good-for-nothing man left behind his lovely wife. I mean, really? Man, That's all right. I didn't want to be a burden on his dreams. That's so sad. No. That's so sad.
I heard a rumor that there is a shop in the town of Remoldar that sells keys.
Yes, there is, and magic keys are important. Oh no, the shop doesn't have the legendary sword either, after all I went through. Yeah, the legendary sword. You don't get Erdrick's sword until the final dungeon. You can get his armor and the token of Erdrick, but the sword is in the Dragon Lord's lair. Speaking of swords, now we can get a, well, we have the copper sword, hand axe for 560, half plate armor, full plate armor, which are really expensive, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a leather shield. That's probably why the skeleton boy was able to one-shot us, because I don't have any armor on. I spent all of my money on a cool sword.
Hey you, I can see that soon, when a beautiful woman looks upon the face of the hero, she will fall in love. What a lucky person.
Thanks, Grandma. I'm gonna drop another save state just because now I'm wary of the game crashing, even though I'm no longer using RetroArch.
Have you already traveled to the island south of here?
No.
I hear that Remoldar is on that island to the south.
Okay. The fairy flute is around here. There it is. There's an NPC that literally tells you, like, 5 paces south of the pond, you find the fairy flute. That's not just some cryptic shit that you're supposed to find on your own. Yo, we got clothes! Can I equip them? I probably already have them equipped. Well, now they're equipped. Oh, you have to equip the dragon scale. I thought you just had to have it in your inventory. I'm a dum-dum. You can also get like strength seeds if you look in drawers and stuff, and wisdom seeds. Yeah, there's one. And you can consume them to increase your strength or your magic. I'll just toss the club. If I sold it, it would just be like 3 gold anyway. Okay. You just consume the strength seed and there you go. Increase by 1. Hey, good looking. Would you like a puff puff? It's only 20 gold. This is a recurring joke in the Dragon Quest series. Oh, good old puff puff. Va, va, voom. Ah, poison!
Brave Roto, descendant of Erdrick, you can't defeat the Dragon Lord with that weapon. There should be a sword that Erdrick left behind somewhere in this land. Seek it out.
Thanks, Grandpa. Do you think the seeds are like sunflower seeds? I think there's... voice crack. I think there's official artwork of the seeds and they kind of look like acorns. Inside the cave to the south, someone said they saw a beautiful woman. However, that cave is full of monsters, so there can't be a beautiful woman in there. I guess he was just seeing things. Is it the bank? No, it's the item shop. Wing of the Wyvern, that takes you back to Tantegel Castle, where you can save, because going back to the king and talking to him is the only way to save the game. But I need my gold. I need to save up, because we got to get some armor. We're going to be encountering some very tough enemies soon. I hear that Golem, a gigantic monster, has a weakness for the sound of a flute. You will not have the power to defeat the monster if you only fight it. You need to think about your opponent's weaknesses. Okay, well, we got the flute. I'm definitely not strong enough to fight the Golem. He will thrash me, so... maybe I should just go buy the leather armor instead of saving up for the really expensive armor in this town. That might be the maneuver, because the leather armor is definitely better than nothing. Can you move out of the way, sir? Thank you. Also, I think the Poke Flute in Pokemon is a reference to this part of the game, where you have to play the flute for the Golem. He's gonna kill me again. Skeleton got hands. Skeleton got hands. But that's a lot of experience. And quite a bit of gold as well. I need to get armor though. Even if it's just the leather armor, I think I should go back and buy that. I think I can get the rain staff up here as well, but if I might die trying to get it. But I'm pretty sure the rain staff is up here.
So you're Roto. I heard that you're journeying to defeat the Dragon Lord. However, the Dragon Lord is a malevolent creature, and for that reason, I would regret letting you go, knowing you could witness defeat. Roto, I want to test your strength.
Okay, so I'm not strong enough to get the rain staff. We'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to that later. I love this game so much. Same thing with Earthbound. Whenever I play this game, it just takes me back to the summertime of 4th or 5th grade. Around that time when I was getting into emulation and I was playing this game in Earthbound and like Secret of Mana for the first time. And all of a sudden, I'm right back where I was Way back when I was just a kid playing these games for the first time. Didn't even have a controller. I played everything on a keyboard when I was getting into emulation. Killer Instinct, again, Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo. When I play that, oh, this guy's gonna murk me. When I play Killer Instinct, I'm just taken right back to where I was. June, July of 2007, 2008. Hey Bobo, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Any games you like that take you back to a bad place, even if you like them? With video games, no, but with music, yes. There are albums and songs that I love and cherish that I can't I'll listen to it and I still love it, but it reminds me of like a time that I don't look back upon fondly. Namely, Perfect From Now On by Built to Spill. Built to Spill is my favorite band ever, and their album, There's Nothing Wrong With Love, is my favorite album ever, and I listen to that album all the time. But Perfect From Now On just reminds me of a time and a place that I do not miss. But with video games, I don't think so. I think video games, like every game that I play, I'm chill. That makes sense. Yeah, we have enough to get the leather armor, I think, now. Tried playing SCP-SL because you love that game, but every time you play it at some point, I'm taken back to a traumatic moment in your life. Well, that sucks, dog. Yeah, for video games, again, I haven't experienced that personally, but with music especially, I feel that. It's not much of an upgrade, but the leather clothes are better than nothing. I'm gonna sell some of my stuff now. Clothes. And then I've got 3 torches, but I still don't have radiant. I don't think. No, I don't have radiant, so I'm gonna need those torches anyway. And we will rest up at the inn. And now our current objective is to go to Remoldar and get some magic keys, because we need those to get into the dungeon in Garenham. Another complaint I have with this game is the inventory space. It is a complaint that I share with Earthbound. Earthbound's inventory management is awful. I would say Earthbound's inventory management is worse than this game, though, because Earthbound has way more key items. But much like in Earthbound, you can store items in like an item storage facility, which you're gonna have to do because there's also a number of key items in this game that you need. David Bowie performed Scary Monsters on SNL solely because he was mad about some sketch they got him to do, and he knew that album brought one of the SNL people back to a bad place. Dude, that's the type of spite that I aspire for. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not really a spiteful person. That's crazy, though, that David Bowie named one of his songs based off of a stand from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's nuts. That is a joke. I shouldn't have to clarify that, but that is a joke. I'm just goofing around. New boot goofing. Reno 911 is hysterical, by the way. I feel as if Reno 911 is underrated. Goofy Goober. I'm a Goofy Goober! Rock! Whenever I play one of the mainline Dragon Quest games, it makes me want to play Dragon Quest Monsters specifically, because those are my favorite Dragon Quest games. God, am I even strong enough to go to Remoldar? I think I'm gonna need to get up another level. How many How many herbs do I have? I have 1 herb. How much gold? It's quite a bit of gold. I'm gonna get up 1 more level. I'm gonna get up 1 more level and then we will do the cave. But I wish Square Enix would remaster Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't have to be a full from the ground up remake. God, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. Whew, I'm quicker than him, somehow. It doesn't have to be a full from the ground up remake of Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 1 through 3. But if they like ported those games to Steam and upscaled them, oh, that'd be good. That would be pretty dang cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get up 1 more level and see if I can buy the armor before we go down to Remoldar. I said it a bit ago, but it bears repeating. In Dragon Quest, you step 5 feet into the wrong territory, you're set tripping on the enemy's turf, and you're gonna get bodied. Well, there we go. That's the level up. It's a pretty good level up too. And we learned sleep, which is useless because I swear to God, it doesn't work on any of the enemies. Ooh, faster than a skeleton too. Remember 15 minutes ago when that skeleton nearly killed me? And this time he only did like 12 damage to me? Does it work on yourself like how rest works in Pokemon? No, it puts the enemies to sleep, but that's it. So many iconic enemies that originated in this game, but not my favorite. My favorite Dragon Quest monster is the Slime Knight, but my second favorite is Platypunk. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Platypunk. Hold up. You guys gotta see this dude. I think he was introduced in Dragon Quest IV. This might be one of the greatest monster designs in any video game ever. I love this dude. Platypunk is gangster as hell. This guy rules. He's so cool. Oh, this part of the song. Hold up, I'm gonna let this ride out. Listen to those strings. Oh, I love this soundtrack. This guy rocks. Yeah, Platypunk is gangster. Love that little dude. One of these days I'll stream NES Dragon Quest, or as it was known in North America, Dragon Warrior. But, I mean, the Super Famicom version, it's just the best way to play this game. But we'll see with that upcoming HD 2D remake. We'll see if it's worth the price of admission. I'm gonna rest first, and then we'll buy the stuff. I love the HD 2D art style. Like, people say it looks ugly. I don't understand that. I think those games are very cool looking. But I do think they kind of milked it. Octopath, I was completely indifferent to. I wouldn't say it was a bad game, but I dropped it because it was really boring. I do think there is like a blurriness to it. Like, oh, it's 1,000. It's not even... I thought it was 500. I was thinking of an axe. Oh, I don't have enough money for that. Okay, let's just go to Remoldar anyway. If I die, I die. I do think there is a bit of a smudged look to it, but that could have, they can easily remedy that by, instead of like bilinear filtering, it's nearest neighbor filtering to give it more of a crispy look. Can you share a thought about Marvel/DC you've had for a while? You can share whatever you want in chat. Whether or not I read it out loud is dependent on if it's, you know, interesting to me. Again, I don't really care about comic books, but you're more than welcome to whenever you want in chat. That goes for anybody. The only time I get mad about chat getting off topic is if it's like spam in the chat, which has only happened a couple of times. If like people are flooding the chat with a bunch of messages or like a big ass wall of text, like at that point I'm not gonna read it, but you are more than welcome to. Yeah, of course. Oh, I need to restream Torneko The Last Hope as well. That's another Dragon Quest spin-off series. It's Mystery Dungeon. It was the first Mystery Dungeon, I think, was like Torneko Fushigi no Dungeon or whatever on the Super Famicom, and they kept making them. And it's a spin-off of a Dragon Quest 4 character. But we got the one on the PlayStation 1, and that game is great. Is there a character in either universe that has superpowers but isn't a superhero and has zero interest in being a superhero, like a guy with super strength that's just a construction worker? I can't think of any off the top. I wonder if I had superpowers. I guess it depends on what kind of power it would be, but I wonder how I would go about utilizing that in day-to-day life. Because if you had super strength, aside from being a vigilante and fighting crime, super strength isn't... How often are you going to use that in your day-to-day life? You can lift heavy shit. People are just going to ask you to help move all the time. Batman doesn't have powers depending on the iteration. He does enjoy some bad guy beatdowns though. Yeah, he technically doesn't have powers, but he's like a super genius and knows martial arts and stuff. And he's got gadgets. But yeah, that is true. He doesn't have powers, technically. Where's the exit? There's the exit. Get me out of here. I can't open that door yet. That would the door in that cave. We need magic keys to open it, and also I am nowhere near strong enough to fight the green dragon. That's where the princess is, by the way. You would think you rescue the princess at the end of the game, but no. Rescuing the princess is the halfway point, and then you fight the dragon lord. Thanks for tuning in, Kubo. You have a good rest of your night. We'll probably hit up Remoldar and then go back to Garenham. I didn't make it this far to get dropped by a skeleton. Get out of here. Why is it that we collectively, as a human race, when we see a skeleton, the voice we give it is like, yeah, I'm gonna rattle your bones. Like, that's the skeleton voice that everyone gives to skeletons. This is the town of Remoldar. And this is where we get the magic keys.
I'm glad I finally made it. I left my wife Cleo in the village of Cole and set out to come here.
Your wife was sobbing when I talked to her. You're a horrible person. What a jerk. Skeletor could be patient 0 for that? Could be. Could be. Who are you, sir? You don't look familiar. If you're a traveler, I suggest you seek lodging at my mother's inn. I think it's the jaw. Nyeh is a very linear mouth movement. You might be onto something. Oh, we got a wing of the wyvern. Okay, well that'll be fast travel back to Tanteagle. From your appearance, you seem to be an admirer of the hero Erdrick. However, in reality, the personal history of Erdrick is clouded in mystery. I heard a story that he just arrived one day from another land. Well, I'm his great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson, so you better check yourself, buddy. Yeah, I'm kind of gangster like that. Yeah, I know. You should find the fighter's ring. That will be one of your big accomplishments. I'm pretty sure the fighter's ring is a broken item. It might just be the original NES version where it doesn't work, but I think in this version as well, the fighter's ring just flat out does not work.
According to the ancient legend, Erdrick traveled to the western tip of this land and created a rainbow bridge. I also heard that he entered the darkness from a hidden passage in the evil king's room. Traveler, if you meet with a descendant of Erdrick, please tell them what I've just said. For sure, they should find it of some use.
Dragon Quest is funny. Dragon Quest is funny. These games don't take themselves super seriously, with some exceptions. Of course, Dragon Quest V is pretty grim. Pretty grim. A scene from Creature Commandos where the glowing skeleton slides across the ground, killing people with his middle fingers. That sounds pretty badass.
Now that I know the Dragon Lord has come and attacked, I won't be able to settle down and start my own business. For my business.
Before long, this town will succumb to the demons. Oh God!
There may be some weapons and armor in this world that are formidable enough to stand up against the Dragon Lord.
This is a place of prophecy. Wait, I gotta do my grandma voice.
Don't tell me who you are, because I already know. You're a descendant of the hero Erdrick. Have you visited the Holy Monolith?
No.
Go forth, and you will see the monolith to the south.
Okay, but I gotta get keys first. Could Link it? Yeah, but I'd have to turn Links back on, and I don't feel like doing that right now. My favorite skeletons are probably the ones from Army of Darkness, the third Evil Dead movie, where Bruce Campbell goes back to the medieval ages and fights deadites and skeletons and stuff. Those are some Jason and the Argonauts, Harryhausen-ass skeletons right there. Still gotta watch Jason and the Argonauts. It's a classic. It's not the most thrilling movie nowadays, but it's fun. I always liked how Spinal in Killer Instinct just looked like typical Harryhausen skeletons, like that classic. We're gonna buy a couple of magical keys so we don't have to come back here. I'll probably still have to come back here, but yeah, you can hold, what, 5? 6 magic keys. And at some point I get the feeling I'm gonna have to come back here. There's a lot of movies that aren't the greatest, but you can see the influence it had on future works. Yeah! Like, I was talking about this last night, but I would not consider myself a movie buff. I have seen a lot of movies, though, and movies are cool. That is the least contentious statement of the century, probably, but movies and film, pretty cool. Even bad movies like Manos, The Hands of Fate, and Laser Blast. What's my girlfriend doing? Oh, she's late. Oh, this is bad, but if you meet a girl named Nana, please tell her I'm waiting here. I don't know why I went with Totally Kyle for that guy from the Amanda Show. So like one time, I got stoned and I played my guitar and I hit this power chord and I was like, totally. again. I can't believe Rock is late again. What the hell is he doing? Humph. Oh, Rock is waiting somewhere else? I'm always so rash. Please find Rock. I'll be waiting here. This is ridiculous. I have better things to be doing with my time. I got dragons to slay and goblins. I don't think there's a single goblin in this game, but actually, I think they give you an item for doing that, so I should probably do that. I don't remember if it's an important item. It might just be like a wing of a wyvern, but watched Batman vs. Superman, liked it a hell of a lot more than Man of Steel, but I don't think that's a high bar. I feel like I saw Batman vs. Superman back in high school, but I don't remember a damn thing about it. Would you get auto-banned for posting a link, or would the message just get deleted? I think it would just get, like, asterisked. You shouldn't get banned. I have auto mod on, and I have links turned off. Tell you something good. Walk 4 paces south of the Bath and Coal. This is the NPC that tells you how to get the fairy flute. Yeah. Yeah, it would be... Oh, it just posted it? Gonna try the skeleton clip. Well, I thought I had links turned off. All right, well, since it worked, let's pull it up. I 100% have links turned off. That's weird. All right, let me pull this up because what you described sounds pretty lit.
What a shame. I liked that guy.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That could make for a good reaction gif right there. I don't know what it is about skeletons that are just splendid. Everybody on the planet thinks skeletons are cool. And they are. Like, isn't it crazy? There's a skeleton inside of you right now. Sometimes I wish I could jump out of my mortal flesh and just be a skeleton. Life would be so much easier. Please don't die. Please don't die. Kill this asshole. I should rest. I don't know why I didn't do that in the end. It was written by James Gunn. James Gunn has a very prolific career. Homeboy has made a lot of stuff. Actually, I'm gonna get that chest because I have magic keys now. I need to buy 2 more magic keys now, but this will be worth it. Acorn of Life. Oh, I might be thinking of this item. As earlier I said the strength seed looked like an acorn. But I think I was just thinking of that item. All right. I'm losing my voice. Ugh. Let's go ahead and buy more keys. Creature Commandos was the first project made for the new DC universe. DC is weird. Ever since the first Dark Knight, they're either really good and they're on their game, or they're putting out the stupidest shit. In terms of television and film, DC is weird. They either put out really good stuff or garbage. Maybe the strength seed is acorn adjacent. Yeah, could be. Okay, now we can fast travel with the wing of the wyvern back to Tanteagle. And since I have some magic keys, we can get some goodies. If you're a true hero, you won't steal anything. I'm gonna drop a save because I think one of these chests might be cursed. And getting cursed armor is a pain in the ass to get the curse lifted. So I'm gonna save, and if I get cursed, I'm gonna reset. Speaking of James Gunn, isn't there a new Lollipop Chainsaw coming out, but Suda51 and Grasshopper and James Gunn and Mindless Self-Indulgence are not involved? Did somebody just buy that IP? Did somebody get the rights to it and they're like, we're gonna make a new Lollipop Chainsaw that's not woke, haha. What the fuck? Alright, I think one of these is cursed. I don't know why the king would put cursed shit in his castle, but... Came out at the end of last year and no one was involved. Oh, it's already out? I only heard about it a week or two ago. I think Kodakawa got the rights to remake it, who did work on the original in at least some capacity. Okay. I still want to stream Lollipop Chainsaw. I know it's not like a Suda51 Grasshopper game that is like Killer 7 or No More Heroes where it's well written and interesting, but I played Lollipop Chainsaw on the 360 and I enjoyed it. It's dumb, it's fun, it's a hack and slash. Yeah, I like Lollipop Chainsaw. People are harsh on that game, I think. My girlfriend and I will be together until the day we die, but will the day come that my feelings will be shattered by demons? It is very profound and chilling. When I am together with my boyfriend, I forget about the darkness that continues to blanket our world. However, that is a lie. If the world is destroyed, he says that our love will be too. You could write a whole entire video essay about these two NPCs right here, like analyzing that dialogue right there. I did not mean to leave this area. You know what a good Suda51 game, Grasshopper game that's just like dope, but I couldn't. If you had a gun to my head and you were like, tell me what Killer is Dead is about, I would be like, dude, just shoot me. Killer is Dead is so fun, but I couldn't make heads or tails of that game's story. It is so confusing. Lollipop feels more James Gunn than it does Suda. It does have a Western vibe and not like Suda51 Japanese view of Western media, which is dope. I love that. Whether it's Hideo Kojima or Suda51, Japanese dudes that make their stuff like Western inspired is dope. But yeah, Lollipop Chainsaw feels decidedly like an American game. When rain and sun join, a rainbow bridge will be produced, or so the ancient legend says.
Would you like a magic key?
Oh, I didn't know there's a magic key sales. I mean, I probably did know that, but I forgot that I can just get one from this guy. I mean, I had to open the door in the first place, but still.
Let us pray for the hero. May the light be with you.
Thank you. Yeah, Killer is Dead is such a fun hack and slash game, but dude, they were on Benadryl and DXM when they made that game. The story is just so fever dream stream of conscious. That did a lot of damage. It is great that you have made it here. If you're a hero, then you can defeat the monsters that you encounter inside the grave of Garen. Go to the town of Garenham and push against a wall of darkness. By doing that, a path may open to the grave. Yeah, we needed a magic key to even get over there. If this kills me... There we go, we're good. And then we can get, I think we get the Sunstone or whatever it's called down here, right? Yeah.
Oh, Roto! I was told that someday a young descendant of Erdrick would visit. Long ago, my ancestors were entrusted with this treasure chest. It contains the stones of sunlight from the legendary hero Erdrick. This item is necessary if you're going to defeat the Dragon Lord. Now then, open the treasure chest.
You found the Stone of Sunlight. Hell yeah.
Roto, I pray for the time that you once again return the light to this land. Now I have kept and protected the Stones of Sunlight for a long time. I'm now feeling a little tired. I'm going to lay down and rest.
This is so funny to me. Like, first of all, Homeboy has been down in this hole for God knows how long. He has a bed down here.
Take care of the Stones of Sunlight for me. I can clearly remember the words of the legendary warrior Erdrick. You definitely resemble the great warrior Erdrick. Return peace to this land once again. I beseech you, Roto.
I hope he gets plenty of rest, plenty of sleepies. Acorn of Life? Oh, well, I want that. What am I gonna discard? Torch, because I'm sure I will learn Radiance soon. Maximum HP by 5. That's good. That's a good upgrade right there. I often see Dragon Quest put on, like, top 10 hardest NES games lists. And yeah, the NES version is harder than this version, technically, but it's not even that it's hard, it's just grinding. You gotta, if you know to check the drawers and hidden goodies to get the strength seed and like the acorn of life and the wisdom seed and all that, and you level grind, like, this game is not hard. One of these days I will stream the original NES version, but I do think this is the definitive version without making this game easy. Like, there's less grinding and you get more gold from battles, but this version of the game is still, it is uncompromised. It's just there's a little bit less grinding. You still have to grind. It can still be an adventure. It's not brain dead, you know. This is a good remake. Found an interview of Gunn talking about game development, and he said it's interesting because it's not just a Japanese perspective on American culture or vice versa, but instead a game that constantly went back and forth between a Japanese and American perspective. Kind of sounds like Sonic 2's development with Sega Technical Institute, even though they scrapped most of the American levels at Sega Technical Institute when they were working on Sonic 2. So I have enough to go to Cole and get the armor there, unless I can buy it here, which would save me a trip to the other continent. Chainmail and a large shield. Probably should have bought these from the jump. I forgot that the chainmail was sold here, but I've been rocking the leather clothes for a minute. I'm gonna go back to Cole and get the armor that was 1,000 gold. Then we'll come back here. Man, this game just puts me in a good mood. It's so chill. It's very easy to screw up and get yourself killed in this game, but Dragon Quest 1 is a very laid-back game. And this is the type of game that's perfect for me because I yap a lot, and I don't really have to focus too much. Hey Flamingo, welcome back. We're almost halfway done with this game. Once we're over a third of the way through the game. Once we do the dungeon in Garenham and then fight the green dragon, that's officially the halfway point. It's a very short game. This might be a world record. It very well could be. It very well may. I'm on world record pace right now. I wonder what speedrunning a game like this, or the NES version of Dragon Warrior, what is that like? Speedrunning an RPG must suck. It's not like a platformer where you get good at the game and you can do exploits and glitches and clips and stuff. Speedrunning a JRPG, that must be like, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I'm coming to conclusions. Maybe it is really fun. Could be. I don't know. But I'd imagine speedrunning like Dragon Warrior or Final Fantasy would be a lot of headache. I want to fight some skeletons because they give me quite a bit of gold. Well, give me that gold. Give me a little bit more gold. No, I love this game. It's super laid back. It's chill, straightforward, simple plot. Save the princess and defeat the Dragon Lord. I like the visuals. I love the goofy little monsters by Akira Toriyama. The reason I never played Dragon Quest II is that I feel like it doesn't have the simplicity of this first game and, you know, the historical milestone of it being the first Dragon Quest. But it's also it also doesn't have the depth of Dragon Quest 3, 4, 5, 6, and onward. That's my assumption with Dragon Quest 2. To this day, I still haven't played it, but I'll probably play it when the remake comes out. Wonder how many world records have been gotten on accident? I guess it depends on how popular the game is. For a game like Super Mario 64 or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, where a lot of people speedrun it, probably not many. But I don't know, a more obscure game like Zest Boy Ice Racing, I probably have the world record in Zest Boy Ice Racing, considering my playthrough of it is the only one that exists. That's an accidental world record right there that I may own. I might have that to my name. Half plate armor or full. I kind of want to get the full plate armor, but it's gonna take forever to get three grand. So we will go with the half plate armor. That's fine. And I'll go back to Garenham and get the shield. And we'll definitely be ready to do that dungeon. Are there any super duper cool secrets here? Any doors I can unlock with a key? Here's the key. I can open that door. And chill with the wizard fella up there. I don't think he gives you anything though, so it'll be a waste of a key. Alright, let's go back to Garenham and do the first dungeon. And maybe even, we might fight the dragon in this stream. I don't know. I think you want to be like level 12 or 13 to fight the dragon, so we'll see. Key. Azura has this uncanny ability to say one-syllable words very, very, very quickly. Like, she can say orb in a femtosecond. You went until today without knowing David Wise composed for Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, David Wise and Graham Norgate. And Graham Norgate did the Killer Instinct soundtrack alongside Robin Beanland. My favorite song in Diddy Kong Racing is Dark Moon Caverns. It's like a French house masterpiece. I love that song so much. Still holding out on the Diddy Kong Racing PC port recompilation, decompilation, whatever. I've said it many times, but the one shortcoming of Diddy Kong Racing is the awful frame rate. And if somebody could port it to PC, imagine like Zelda 64 recompiled frame rate. Oh, that would be good. The thing is though, a lot of the animations and some of the physics are tied to the frame rate, so there would have to be a lot of playtesting to make sure that everything works. Recently, somebody dropped a 60 FPS ROM hack of Diddy Kong Racing that, for the most part, was great, even though the frame rate dipped a lot. But the final battle with Wizpig in space in Future Funland was like pretty much impossible because the laser beams fired at you at 4 times the speed that they're normally supposed to. So they would have to fine-tune it and make sure that stuff like that doesn't happen, but yeah, I would love for somebody to port Diddy Kong Racing to PC. I'm still holding out on the Ocarina of Time port. I know Ship of Harkinian exists, but the guy who made the Majora recomp is currently working on Ocarina, and the Majora recomp is just incredible. Hot Top Volcano, also very good. The hovercraft levels in the beach world. I think it's called Whale Bay or like Crescent Island or something like that. Whale Bay might have been the names of one of the levels, but those songs are also great. Okay, I have too many belongings. I'm gonna need more herb and probably more torches because I still don't have radiant. And we're going into a cave. Gonna sell my leather clothes. Get some Skrilla for that. Some of the items in this game stack in your inventory, some of them don't. I don't know quite why that is, but like torches are separate item slots. Which is inconvenient because yeah, see, so I can only go into this dungeon with 2 torches, which wouldn't be a problem if I had Radiant, but I don't have it yet. I think I get it at level 9, maybe? Okay, so this is the first real dungeon in the game that we're about to do. And so long as I don't get lost in it and run out of Torchlight for the PC, Torchlight 2, greatest game ever, we should be good. I feel like I'm at a pretty decent level for this. Level 8, we should be good. I've got some good armor. So we should be good. Is it your desire to venture into the grave of Garanham? The sound of the silver harp can call monsters and send them rushing to you. Stop your journey now and leave this place. How much money do I have on me? 400 gold? Okay, so if I die, it's not even that big a deal. Found a copper sword. Is that an upgrade to my current sword? Oh, I already have a copper sword. I guess I can sell it. I'll come back for that. Actually, no, I'll just go sell my copper sword right now and pick that one up. But then I'll have more gold to lose if I die. I'll wait. I'll just wait. I'll do that later. Another torch. I wish you had like 1 or 2 more inventory slots in this game. Sir, can you move out of the way so I can pilfer your belongings? Sir? 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 This dude looks like a leprechaun. Get out of here, bro. Leave immediately. Leave. I want that dude. He's blocking it. Dude. I want to see what's in the chest, bro. Can you get out of the way, sir? Sir? Okay. That's not happening. He's camping the chest. Return from the grave of Garen with your life if you can. If you wish to die, then by all means step forth. Okay. So before we do this dungeon, I'm gonna take a BRB. And welcome back. Welcome back to Dragon Quest. Let's do it. Let's try to not perish in the first proper dungeon of the game, I would say. Worst case scenario, I run out of torches. But if I can get Radiant, then we'll be sitting pretty. If I die, we'll call it for Dragon Quest tonight. We should be good. I feel like I'm at a decent enough level to do this dungeon. Still don't know if I'm going to do anything after this. I might just end the stream. But, we might play something else. Yeah, I think we're good to do this dungeon. I probably should have come through with more medicinal herbs, but we will manage, hopefully. Tried to look up We Have Heaven and found We Have No Bananas instead. Is that a song? Fragile by Yes is an amazing record, by the way. Most people know it because of Roundabout, which even before JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Roundabout was a huge radio single. It was a pretty big... It got a lot of airplay. But that whole album is bangers. South Side of the Sky is one of my favorite rock songs ever. It's so good. Oh, a warlock. We went from a wizard to a warlock. Bro's got fireball, so you know not to mess with him.
Come on, I can do it. I can cast a spell.
Maybe I should look up a map of this dungeon, because I don't remember the layout too well, but I'm not going to resort to that yet. Not yet. It is a song, apparently. We have no bananas? I'm sure it's a spectacular song. That sounds splendid. I think buying the half plate armor was a good move. Last time I played this game, I was around level 8, and I remember the enemies in this dungeon giving me a lot more trouble. And I think that's because I just did not have the armor. Acorn of Life. Nice, nice, nice. $500 gold, very nice. And a magic key. Hopefully, I don't die and lose the money I just got. I should heal. If I didn't heal this turn, this guy would have killed me. One false move and you die. That's just the Dragon Quest experience. Trying to make a mental note of everywhere I've been in this grimy hole in the ground. Oh, there we go. I'm like 90% sure I'm going the right way. The map is always the same in the dungeons? What do you mean? There is no map in this game. I mean, when I said look up a map, I meant on, like, Google. Unless I'm misunderstanding your question. Are you asking if the dungeons are, like, randomly generated, or... Like the layout? Yeah, they're the same. It's not randomly generated. I don't think you could do that on NES. Certainly not at the time of this game's release. We Have No Bananas was a song released in 1923 by Frank Silver and Irving Cohn. 1923. That was before World War II. That was 102 years ago. You were thinking for some reason it was randomized? Now that's understandable though. A lot of dungeon crawlers and RPGs have randomization elements. Not this game though. This was originally a Famicom game. I don't think there's a single Famicom game with like randomization. I get the feeling I'm gonna be able to get to the end of this dungeon, but I'm gonna not be able to get, like, escape. These guys are trouble. But fleeing isn't guaranteed. So I'm gonna fight him. 22 damage! Ah, I'm dead. How did I survive that? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. We gotta kill this guy. Now I'm dead. Yeah, I'm still not strong enough to do this dungeon. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more level grinding. I lost a lot. I lost half of my gold though. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm close to leveling up though. Interesting instrumentation. Well, it was like a church organ, like a hymn. All right. I think that glitch there, I think that was an emulator glitch when I cast heal. Because I'm pretty sure he killed me, and then I somehow casted heal even though he killed me. I could have been wrong, it went by really quickly, but I think that was some emulator shenanigans right there. Yeah, I still have 700 gold, but we had almost 2 grand, and then we lost it. I'm pretty sure the Wraith Knight is a pretty rare enemy in that dungeon too. So that was just really rotten luck. But I'm thinking we can get up one more level because we're close to leveling up. I'm gonna get up one more level. I'm gonna attempt that dungeon one more time. And if we succeed, we will save and quit. And if we die, we will save and quit. But I want to try it one more time. I also want to go in there with Radiant. I still don't have it. Because the last thing I want to do is make it to the end of that dungeon and not have a torch to get back. Because then I'll just be stuck. I really want Radiant. And I think you get it at level 9, so... I probably could have finished that cave if it weren't for running into a Wraith Knight. Because there's no boss or anything, you just have to find the treasure at the end. So that was just really rotten luck running into the Wraith Knight. I'm gonna go down to Remoldar and fight the enemies down there because they're a little bit tougher and they'll give me more EXP. If I really wanted to be a jackass, I could fight the green dragon right now, but he would definitely kill me. There's no way I'm beating that dude. You need to be like level 13 or 14 at minimum to beat the green dragon. I just need to get a little bit stronger. I don't want to waste my other torch. I know the exit's around here somewhere. There it is. Instead of a critical hit, it says, terrific move. Okay. So over there that's Rainbow Bridge. We can't do that yet. That's literally the very end of the game. I could maybe go down to the southwest corner of the map and try to grind on metal slimes. But if I run into a wyvern, they're going to kill me, definitely. There's some tough enemies over there. But I think that's the only location in the game that has metal slimes. And if you're unfamiliar with Dragon Quest, the metal slimes are a very, very rare enemy. I think in this game you have like a 1 in 15 chance of running into one in that area where they spawn. And they're hard to kill because they run away and they have super high evasion. But if you kill a metal slime, you get a crazy ass amount of EXP. But I don't think I'm strong enough to withstand the other enemies that are down in the southwest portion of the map. Yeah, that's Rainbow Bridge over there. Wouldn't think a metal slime to be fast. Tough, maybe. Yeah, they dodge all of your attacks, and they have a super high defense stat. So if you hit one, you only do like 1 damage to them, but they only have like 3 or so HP. They're tough to kill. They're rare. They're rare to even encounter them, and we got Radiant now, so that's good. They're rare and they're tough to kill, but if you kill one, you get a bunch of EXP. Man, what crummy luck running into that Wraith Knight. 50 gold from those guys too, that's not bad. The full plate armor was 3 grand. I don't know if I'm... Oh, these guys are tough too. Shit. Oh, no they're not. I'm thinking of the, like, the variant of the wolves that you fight later. I think this enemy was referenced in Dragon Ball during one of the Budokai Tenkaichis. Yeah, it'll take forever to get the 3 grand that I need to get the full armor. So maybe we'll just go back there and attempt to do it now that we're level 9. So long as I don't run into any more tough-ass enemies in that dungeon, we can definitely make a beeline to the exit. That was just really crummy luck running into that Wraith Knight. So the Warlocks give me 50 gold, the Wolves give me 60 gold. We have 1,200. So let's do some quick math. That will take quite a while to get the money I need to buy the armor. But I will buy Chimera Wing. Or a Wing of the Wyvern, as it's called in this game. So that way we can just teleport back to Garenham. Or Tantegel Castle and walk up instead of walking all the way back. Also, I should deposit my money in the bank, maybe? That might be a good idea. They don't have a bank in this town, right? Magic armor, by the way, don't even bother, because you get Erdrick's armor like a little bit after you kill the green dragon. I could get the broadsword. You know what? We will save up to get that. Because we don't get Erdrick's sword until the very end of the game, and I think there's maybe only 1 or 2 swords that are stronger than the broadsword, maybe? So that might help. And we only need 200 more gold? Could I kill a Wraith Knight IRL?
Could y'all beat a Deathclaw IRL? Bye, Felicia.
Probably not. Azura could. I've seen her kill a Deathclaw IRL. It was crazy. Metal Scorpion. Not a rare enemy like the metal slime. Unfortunately. But still pretty decent experience in gold. Yeah, Zura's tough like that. Don't mess with her. She'll rip you in half. Like she did to that Deathclaw. Zura versus Goku? Azura also can go Ultra Instinct, which is pretty crazy, so... Broadsword. Give me that. And we will sell the Copper Sword. 90 gold. Copper Sword's worth more than that. Come on, dog. Is there an item shop in here? Can I get a Wing of Wyvern? No? I guess we are walking all the way back. Okay, we got a new sword, we're level 9, and we have Radiant. If I can't do this dungeon in this next attempt, we will call it for tonight and continue Dragon Quest later. But I'm feeling good about this. Namely the fact that we have Radiant now. I won't have to worry about getting lost and getting stuck in the dungeon. But yeah, we're like a third of the way through the game. I know I said that an hour ago, but my perception of time is a little wacky. This is not a long game. It really isn't, unless you just wander around aimlessly, which is easy to do if it's your first playthrough and you're going in totally blind. But check it out, now we can do this. Radiant, bitches. I don't need no torches. And you know what? Torches? I'll keep that one, just in case I run out of magic, but... Torches? No torches? No problem. Now I have more inventory space. I saw a ROM hack for Super Mario RPG on romhacking.net, and it's Super Luigi RPG. And I was also thinking about checking that out. I don't know if I would stream it, but I kind of want to just play it. Apparently it doesn't change the story drastically. It replaces Mario with Luigi and Princess Peach with Princess Daisy. And I'm sure that there are some, of course, some changes to the dialogue and the writing. But it's mostly faithful to the original game, so I'm interested in checking that out. And Super Mario RPG for the SNES is probably my favorite of all of the Mario RPGs. I love the visual style, the pre-rendered. Kind of reminds me of Sonic 3D Blast or Donkey Kong Country. They start calling Luigi Green Mario. Now, everyone calls Luigi Green Mario. They disrespect my man Luigi. I think we should just start calling Mario Red Luigi. Luigi's time to shine. You know what? I should go save. I should go save at Tanteagle Castle in case I die so I can reset and not lose my 12 gold. I think that's a good idea. Bum, 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 bum. It's so regal. It's so extravagant sounding. I'm also gonna buy another magic key. 209 experience. We can probably get another level while we're in the dungeon. I'm also gonna drop a save state for prosperity. Buy a magic key, head back up to Garanham, do the dungeon, hopefully win, save, quit, and that'll be it for tonight probably. I don't think we're gonna do anything else. I was thinking about doing, like, I don't know, Mario or something, I don't know, but I think this will be it for tonight. Okay, here we go. I didn't press the L button, but okay. The slimes are so jolly. They're great. I love the slimes. They made a slime controller for the PS4. I think it was the company Hori, who do a lot of third-party controllers. They did one for the Switch and one for the PS4. Here is the PS4 slime controller. Oh, I love it. Oh, it rules. It doesn't look very ergonomic, but I want one. I don't think I would use it, but I want it. They also made a slime energy drink. It's like a 5-hour energy. I've definitely shown this off on stream before. Little like 5-hour energy shot. Probably the most marketable video game creature ever conceived. Like these ghouls, yeah, they're great. That's the best thing about Dragon Quest, hands down. The enemy design. You can feel the wrist pain telepathically. Yeah, it doesn't look super ergonomic, but it's badass. All right, here we go. Round 2, level 9. We got Radiant. And we got a new sword. We got this. Hopefully I don't run into any more Wraith Knights or super tough enemies otherwise. You also have a wider field of vision if you use Radiant instead of using a torch. Oh, that was the entrance. Oh, I'm a fool. I thought I was going the right way. Well, the joke's on me, I guess. Yeah, I went in a dang circle. Didn't even realize it. All right. That was a dead end down here, right? Yeah, we're definitely gonna get to level 10. Regardless of if we make it to the end of this dungeon or not, we're gonna get to level 10. Okay. I have goldfish memory, so bear with me. That's a dead end. I need a repel. That's what I need. I gotta go to the Pokemart, get a repel. Get these skeletons off of me. Alright, level 10. Ooh, that's a good level up right there. And we got Stop Spell, which is slightly more useful than Sleep, because I swear to God, Sleep never works. Stop Spell does what it says it, what it sounds like. It stops enemies from casting spells. I gotta get some bear spray. And I gotta get a sea bear circle just for good effect, extra effect. Good measure, that's the saying. I don't want to heal too much because I need magic to cast Radiant. Bad boy, no more spells for you. Pretty much. You cast Stop Spell and you're like, nope, no more spells. You can't do that no more. Some enemies can cast Stop Spell on you, though. Hey, Corey, welcome to Dragon Quest. Yeah, Hide-Lide. Hide-Lide, it's easy to punch down on that game, and it's not a good game. I'm not going to go to bat for Hide-Lide, but I will say this. It predates Zelda. People say it's a worse Zelda, which it is, but it also predates The Legend of Zelda, so I think it deserves a little bit of credit for being an action RPG before Zelda did it. I mean, Legend of Zelda isn't much of an RPG, but still, Now, the Hide-Lide game on Sega Saturn, or whatever it was, I especially won't defend that game. Wolf Lord. Oh, this is a bad boy right here. This guy's tough. 15 damage. No more tough enemies. Stop throwing tough enemies at me. I want to make it to the end of this place and get out of here. I just got to get the harp. That's a big boy. You know what I think? I think you're a big boy. Man, you could drop dead. Oh my god, he's God. I think this guy can cast Stop Spell on me, speaking of which. I really do wonder how much of this game they're going to update and change when the HD 2D release comes out, because for as much as I love this game, and I really do, I replay it every year, but it is super, I mean, it's Dragon Quest 1. It's a little unbalanced. Been too long since you've last seen Fesh Pince? You should remedy that. Oh, I know this one. The Malevolization. What is the Malevolization? Ooh, 2 critical hits in a row? Let's go. Oh, the Wraith Knight didn't see me. Should I run or should I hit him? I'm gonna hit him, because fleeing in this game, I swear to God, you have like a 1 in 3 chance of actually running away. Oh, he casted heal. All right, buddy. This is bad. Wraith Knights are not to be trifled with. Stop here. All right, I'm gonna run. I gotta run from this guy. Thank you. Oh, jeez. He cast the spell.
I don't think a spell's gonna work on this one.
Yeah, I think if I run into Wraith Knights, I just need to run. I just need to flee. Even if that is the best strategy there, because those guys will wreck my shit. This guy? I don't know about this guy. Yeah, that guy was bitch made. I'm not gonna use the torch yet. It's my emergency torch. I need it. I also need to find the dang exit. Yeah, see what I mean about running? Last chance. Whew. Bugs you that the Wraith Knights are obviously skeletons and not wraiths. Well, Dragon Quest had funky localization back in the day. I don't know what their Japanese name is, but it most certainly is probably something different. Are we dropping frames? Perfect. I love that. Is the stream still live? Because it says we're dropping frames, so. Say yes in chat if the stream is still live, or if I'm speaking to myself in the void. Oh, I think we might be dead. I think the stream might be dead. I'm fine. Oh, well, OBS says we're dropping frames. Maybe OBS is just bugging out. I think we're going to die. I'm running out of magic. I'm going to make an escape, so I hopefully can keep my gold. I'm gonna go save. I'm gonna rest up and save, and we will come back to this dungeon next time. I gotta get out of here. We're running low on magic, and I don't want to lose all my gold. We have not yet become Wraith Knights. But have we finally become cowboys? That's like the third No More Heroes reference this stream. That's not even the name of the song. The name of the song is We Are Finally Cowboys, not We Have Become Cowboys. All right. The good news is, in the next Dragon Quest stream, we'll probably be able to jump from this dungeon to the Green Dragon. Because with how much time I've spent in here and with how much experience we've been getting, I'll probably be like level 12 or 13 by the time we're done with this place. I spoke too soon earlier when I was like, last time I played this game, it gave me way more trouble in this dungeon. And then I went to the lower floor where Wraith Knights and super evil Wolf Lords were. Detroit, become Wraith Knight. Yeah, it's probably for the best that we fall back because I don't want to lose all my gold. Maybe I will buy the magic armor. It's kind of a ripoff because I think you get Erdrick's armor in Cantillon, and Erdrick's armor is the best armor in the game. And by the time you have enough money to get the magic armor, you'd probably be at the point where you would be heading to Cantillon. But with how much money I'm getting down here, I mean, who knows? Maybe I will buy the magic armor, even if it is kind of a ripoff. Because you get Erdrick's armor for free. You just have to fight a boss for it. I think it's a golem. Yeah, we don't even. We don't even have 2 grand. I'm probably not gonna get it. Next time I go down into that dank cavern down there, next time, we're gonna beat it. I feel like I might even be over level for that, because I don't think you have to. I think you can be like level 8 or 9 to do that dungeon, but I just keep running into Wraith Knights down there, and those guys can like 2-shot you. Yeah, we'll go back to Tantegel and save and deposit our gold. Because again, that's the only punishment for death in this game. If you die, you lose half of the gold that you currently have on your person. But now that I have almost 2 grand, we can deposit all of it into the bank and I have nothing to fear. Did I ever check this? Ooh, Wyvern. Okay. Well, that's a fast pass right there. Oh, I don't have 2 grand. Can I sell anything? my copper sword. That might be enough to get me to 2 grand. I really don't like that about this game, that you have to deposit stuff in increments of 1,000 gold. That wouldn't be a problem if you had way more gold, but for most of this game, you're not gonna have that much gold on you. Because you die. That's like one of my 2 complaints with this game. Really. Investments. Did I just waste a magic key? According to an ancient text, fairies know how to put the golem to sleep. I don't know if this mysterious power actually exists, though. Too late to mention, but the game might be a bit quiet. I'll remedy that in the next stream, then. Let me see. Yeah, it does look kind of quiet in the mixed board. I hadn't noticed. I'll be sure to turn it up for the next stream. It's because I'm using a different emulator. I mean, real Super Nintendo now, because RetroArch is way louder than Mason. And we're close to level 11. Yeah. Next time we boot this up, which will probably be tomorrow, we will not only finish that dungeon, we might even be able to beat the Green Dragon, like, immediately after. Well, there we go. We still made pretty decent progress. We've been playing for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, give or take. And that first dungeon is like probably the hardest part of the game, in my opinion. It's that one and then the Dragon Lord's Castle, which is the final dungeon in the game. It's supposed to be hard. But yeah, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I'll probably come right back at you tomorrow with more Dragon Quest and maybe some more after that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great week ahead of you, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.